Hello, everyone. Welcome to another 2023 FallDocs screening. My name is Armando Zamudio, and I am the Public Programs and Events Coordinator here at IDA. For our blind and low vision attendees, I'm going to describe myself. I am a light-skinned Mexican-American wearing black t-shirt, a black jacket. I'm wearing glasses, and I am sitting under a bookshelf. Thank you to our media sponsors, KCRW and Variety, for sponsoring our 2023 FallDocs. This evening, we'll have a conversation between film critic Steve Green and director Sung Lung Tsai, whose film And Miles to Go Before I Sleep won the Best Documentary Feature Golden Horse Award. To see more amazing films like this, please visit www.documentary.org/FallDocs. Now, before we get started, I would like to offer a brief land acknowledgement. We recognize the Gabrielino Tongva as the past, present, and future caretakers of the land, water, and cultural resources in the unceded territory of Los Angeles. Thank you so much to Andrea Lust for ASL interpreting and Holo Wang for language interpreting this discussion. And with that, I'll go ahead and pass it on to Steve. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this conversation today. My name is Steve Green, and I'm a freelance writer based in Los Angeles. For our blind and low vision attendees, I'm going to describe myself. I'm wearing a buttoned blue shirt, glasses, and a beard, and I'm sitting in front of a curtain. I will allow the other panelists for today to introduce themselves as well.
My name is Holo. I'm the videographer of this film, and now I'm playing as the language interpreter in this meeting. And I'm wearing a glass and a green shirt with a buckle up.
大家好，我是那个九枪的导演蔡崇隆，很高兴在这边跟大家见面。
Hello, everyone. I'm director Tsai Chonglong, and I'm pleased to meet everyone here. And I'm wearing a t-shirt and a glass, a shirt and a glass.
Fantastic. Well, as a way to start out, I think one of the best ways to start would be to start with the poem that runs throughout the film, which, as you described, was taken from Phi's Facebook page. At what point in this project did you realize that that was something that you wanted to run through the entire film?
我就直接讲嘛，就是这个阮国辉的那个诗的，在这个片子里面，就是一个比较诗意的旁白哈。其实我并不是一开始就决定这样做，主要是因为在做这个片子的时候，并不知道说阮国辉有这样的一个谈到自己心情的脸书贴文，所以大概是我这个开始制作这个片子的第2年，我看到这个阮国辉有这样的脸书贴文的时候，我才觉得说应该让他在片里面出现。因为我曾经有想过，就是我自己用一个台湾人的一个角度去想象移工的心情，然后把这个诗，把他的旁白编造出来。可是我会觉得好像会有点心虚哦，所以当我透过他妹妹知道说有一个这样的脸书贴文的时候，我就决定说一定要把它放在这个片子里面，这样。
Phi's poem is the essential part of this film, but I wasn't planning to put it in the beginning of the productions. And I started filming with a different kind of style, and it was 2 years later in the production that I found Phi's poem has already posted on Facebook. So that was the time I decided to place it in the film. The reason why I put it into the film is because that I used to be the position as a Taiwanese to see to talk about the story, but I wasn't having any position to understand what the Vietnamese people, or what their family, or what Phi's position to see the idea. So when I saw the Phi's poem, that was the time I thought that it really needs to be in the film.
Yeah, you mentioned the style that of film that you eventually made. The footage filmed specifically for this is often drifting through areas. How did you decide to move the camera and float through those spaces the way that the camera does?
就是这个灵魂视角的部分，他在说，怎么
对，
样去
没错，灵魂视角的部分面。
嗯，呃，灵魂视角的部分其实就是结合了他的脸书的贴文嘛，哈。那他的这个他是一个已经死去的一个人，那我设计了一个灵魂视角的一个轴线在这个片子里面。那就说对我来讲，就是说，本来是没有把握说到底他能不能好好的呈在这片子里面，但是当我知道他有自己的一个说法哈，就是他的脸书贴文的这个部分以后，就是在想说影像的部分要怎么去呈现它，因为一个死去的人，他的视野可能会跟一般人不一样，所以就会想到说用技术上就用 Steadicam 的一个方式来拍摄。哦，然后基本上就是他的家乡跟他在台湾工作的一些空间，哦，一些移工他会工作的一些地方。那然后我会觉得说这个东西以 Steadicam 的方式来结合他的生前他讲的一些话，可能会让观众比较能够意识到说，这个人虽然已经死了，但是他就是在台湾跟在越南这样的空间曾经活过哦，然后用 Steadicam 的方式也，它有别于一般的摄影的角度，它会相对比较 smooth 一点，然后就会希望能够让观众能够感受到说，它这是一个不同于一般人的一个视野，它是一个已经死去的一个灵魂的视野，这样子，哦，大概是这样。
The technique, the style of using the soul perspective is to combine with the Phi's poem to create certain gaze from the migrant labor workers to see through the image, what they live and what they have they live in. At the first time, I wasn't sure if this technique or this visual style works in the documentary. But when I saw Phi's poem, I found that it could be the chance to voice out their perspective. So we use mostly Steadicam with gimbal, the stabilizer to create a different kind of movement other than handheld style, to differentiate humans gaze and the spiritual, the soul's gaze. And we also see through different places in migrant workers living space, such as the mosque, such as the local Southeast Asia market, and some playground they used to gather. So we would like to use this technique to visualize different image that our Taiwanese people don't usually see. That's the main idea that we wanted to use this kind of visual style in the film.
Yes, and that sense of that spiritual gaze and the movement, like you said, through the world. The whole film draws a contrast between nature and construction, between between a more natural environment and one that's more city-like, and the movement of the city. Was that part of the framework from the film from the start?
这里我想要确定一下，他讲的 nature 跟 construction 是指说，像越南那种比较自然的田野，跟台湾比较都市化的一些空间，它是在指这个差对比嘛？
我来问一下。
对，
Sorry,
嗯，
Steve. I would like to make sure that what you mentioned about the nature is it about the nature gaze in nature scenes in Vietnam or in Taiwan in Taiwan
In Vietnam.
in Vietnam? I see.
其实一开始并没有特别想要去做这样的对比，可是当我们摄影团队、我们拍摄团队去越南拍摄的时候，会发现越南的阮国威的家乡，它就是一个很自然的田野，哦，包括河流啊，然后农田啊，然后动物啊这些，它跟台湾目前很工商业发展的一个情境是差异很大的。哦。那因为我自己，我年纪也比较大嘛，我小时候其实我经历的就是像越南那样的比较自然的环境，但是台湾在经济发展以后，这些都已经消失了，所以的确我在去越南拍摄以后，我会觉得那样的一个越南的自然环境跟台湾的工商业化后的一个这个景象的对比啊，对我来讲是一个冲击。那我也想要让台湾看这部片的观众会感受到说，其实阮国是来自一个很自然的一个背景的一个人哦。那他来到台湾这样的一个高度经济发展的空间，其实他要能够适应是非常困难的。然后最后他死在这个地方，其实也是一个蛮悲伤的事情。这样哦，大概你这样讲吧。
Um, I wasn't planning. I wasn't having the idea to create such a contract at the first time, but that was the time when I and my crew traveled to Phi's hometown. We realized that Phi has been living in quite a natural place. It's the countryside and seeing the farm work and the quite a slow quite a different slow paced lifestyle in Vietnam countryside. That was the time when makes me remind my childhood because I used to live in the countryside in Taiwan, and the I'm quite familiar with this kind of pace. So when I have this experience, that was the time when I wanted to emphasize the difference between the city, the urban style, and the country style in Vietnam. And that is also one point I would want to emphasize that I want to show that Fees has been living in a natural place as a natural person, as um, the person that used to be very nice, used to be very harmonious. So that also raised the question: what changed Fee? What makes us think about Fee as a different person? So that's the idea I want to convey.
And part of getting to know him as a person is talking to the people who knew him. This is obviously a part of a larger issue where people have very strong opinions. And for Phi's family, I'm sure it's very emotional. Did you find anyone who was hesitant to talk about it, or that it might have been painful for them? And if so, how did you convince them that that helping the audience understand who he was as a person was something that was valuable?
嗯，主要是在问说这个片子，因为观点比较强烈，所以有一些对立面的一些意见是怎么取得，对不对？
对，
有一点
然后有没有就是主要想问的是，有没有遇到有些人不愿意讲，或者是很难讲出来，不管他的身份还是怎么样，就是你访不到怎么样？
嗯，这个片子它有一个蛮大的困难，就是说怎么样避免它变成一个只是同情移工的纪录片哦。所以在警察这个开枪这个当事人跟 警察的跟他一样警察背景的访问，我觉得是重要的，因为我自己做纪录片的一个想法是说，就算我有我的观点，但是我不要就是一面倒，让它变成一个有点像 propaganda 那样的一个骗子哦。所以的确在访问警察的部分，就是我有刻意去访问，就是比较资深的警察哦，这片子里面呈现了两个警察，然后去让他谈就是他对这个事件的看法，然后他们的看法也让我蛮惊讶，就是说他们是比较持平的去看这件事情，他们有讲出警察的苦衷，但是他们有，但是他们也不会觉得说，陈崇文开这9枪是对的哦，就是你可以先翻译这样好了哦，那我等一下再讲他姑姑的部分。
Okay, sure. Um, it's quite a conflict to show both sides' opinion, and I don't want to place as a propaganda for a certain side. So that's the time I. So that's why I push myself, even though I have my own opinion about the 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 event. Yeah, the event, but I push myself to further understand the the police side about the incident. And what I found is that um quite a lot of police members that actually support Fee's idea. They understand why the police make nice shots in that incident, but they also understand they also support that the police system needs to be changed, and that certain police, Chen Chongwen, is also a victim in that system. So that's quite a um, that's quite a discovery when I started to dig into this issue.
嗯，然后还有一个就是有人会问我，观众会问我说，哎，为什么不访问开枪的这个陈忠文他的意见？可是我会觉得说，除非就说，因为我知道他的想法是说，他觉得他做这件事情是对的，所以我如果刻意去访问他的话，好像就是要有点去加强说他就是一个不知悔改的加害的那种感觉哦，所以我并没有去访问陈崇文。但是他的姑姑就是对我来讲，就是他有提到说，哎，为什么陈忠要会就是他做警察，他是因为他们家境经济情况比较差，所以做警察，而且他就是一个很负责任的警察，就是就是说我觉得这透过这种方式让观众知道说。就算我没有访问当事人，可是其实在他的立场上还是有人帮他讲话的，而且他的姑姑其实是台湾某种中产阶级的代表，他会觉得说你只要有吸毒，就算我警察我把你打死都没关系。虽然我不同意那样的看法，但是我觉得还是要让它呈现出来。然后我有跟他姑姑说，我这个纪录片是希望听到不同的意见，不要只是支持义工，所以我欢迎你尽量提出你的意见。所以我也跟他就是说服他，然后约他访问，然后让他呈现他的意见在我的片子里面，就是如你们所看到的这样。
Okay, I got question a lot of times asking me why I didn't interview uh, the, the the that certain police Chen Chongwen. The reason why I didn't do that is that I kind of understand he's having his opinion, and he's gonna stand for his opinion firmly to interpret his idea. So I found it's not that um, it's not that okay to film that part, because that will show him like a certain impotent uh perpetrator. So I didn't want to visualize him like that. What I did was that I chose to interview his aunt as one of the middle class Taiwanese opinion to showcase a certain police idea and it's also it's part of the film to make the contract idea between the migrant workers side and the police side. That is the balance I take.
And I assume that another part of that balance is making a decision of how much people know about Phi before you show the body cam footage from the actual event itself. What kind of thoughts did you have about how to structure the film and where to put that footage in relation to how much we know about the people involved?
就是body cam 怎么样去使用跟编辑，对不对？大概是这样的
对，
问题。
就是如何让观众去认识阮国飞，然后就是一点去认识他，就是你怎么去做取舍跟铺陈这样子。
因为我这个片子在企划的一开始我就有测定2个轴线，这个可能要讲一下，就是一个就是死者的阮国威的一个视角，那一个是我的视角，我是一个调查者的视角。那在阮国威的视角的部分，因为一开始并不知道有那个body cam的存在，所以我本来想要用戏剧重演的方式去描述他是怎么在那个枪击事件里面他的角度。可是我在事件的第2年，我其实拿到那个密录器，我会发现说这个密录器就是它本身已经有足够的资讯，让观众知道是怎么回事。所以接下来的困难只是说怎么去编辑，怎么去 edit 这个密录器，因为如果你一次呈现的话，可能大家会受不了。所以在这片里面，它就是大概分成3个段落去呈现它，然后在这个过程，在这个密录器的这一个过程里面，再加上阮国辉的灵魂视角，有一点它是比较 soft 的一个轴线，然后再加上比较结构性的，阮国辉那个是一个个人视角的东西，然后再加上一个比较结构性的一个部分，就是各式各样的合法移工跟非法移工的在台湾的一个死于非命的一个事件。那让大家看到说，虽然是从阮国威的事件出发，可是在台湾目前的话，就是有很多不管是所谓的非法移工或合法移工，他们很容易就是死在这个地方，然后证明说这是一个结构性的问题。就是说阮国威这个事件不是偶然的这样子。
Okay, so when the film was in the planning phase, I decided to have 2 directions. One is to, as me as a director, to play as a investigator to see through what really happened in that day, and another direction is to showcase different injuring incident in Taiwan daily lives about the migrant workers, to show that it's one of the things that we used to neglect. As for the investigation part, I was planning to reenact the whole scenes. That was the time I was planning to prepare all this and planning to play like investigation style, but then I found the body cam. I got the source from the body cam from the police, so I changed my mind totally because I found that it says everything in that body cam, and it's even way too strong, way too powerful to show it at once. So the planning started to change to make the body cam be more soft and to make audience to understand the body cam. It became the main mission for my film. So basically that was the 2 direction, and it changed during the process.
I imagine something that existed in both versions was that news footage plays a big part throughout this film, whether it's talking about Phi or any of the other tragedies that happened throughout the film. Did sifting through those reports change the way that you thought about how the public gets information about these tragedies after they happen?
这个你会翻译一下？
好，这个他是说这个我们的报道，我们用了很多的报道，就是新闻的事件，然后去呈现移工的一个就是算是一个悲剧的生活状态这样子。那在挖掘这些新闻事件的时候，你会不会注意到说这种形塑，这种媒体的形塑是一种就是等于是这造成我们的一种偏见或一个偏狭的观点这样子。
嗯，对啊，这个片子有很多的元素，就是新闻的 footage 嘛，因为那个是我这10年来就是在这个场域里面，因为我就是可能要讲一下，就是说我其实是因为我太太是越南新住民哦，所以我有很多机会跟移民移工接触，所以我知道他们跟台湾人并没有什么差别，但是我看到台湾的媒体报道，基本上就是把抓捕移工的新闻当做好像娱乐新闻，或者说基本上都是很单面向的哦，就是给他们加上负面的标签，就是他们是危险的，或者是他们就是犯罪的那一种那样的一个形象，所以我本来就对这个东西是很不能接受的，所以在这个纪录片里面，我只是把我平常看到的电视新闻置入到这个纪录片里面，让观众一次可以看到说，其实我们是这样在对待这些东南移工的。因为新闻是稍纵即逝的，大家可能没什么感觉。可是在这纪录片里面，我把它编辑在一起，大家可能就会看到说，其实我们平常就是这样子，歧视或者是漠视这些东南移工的一些他们的社会，就是他们就是权益是被践踏的，然后也因为这个长期的一个漠视或践踏，才会产生阮国这样的一个悲剧。
Yes, I found there are full of prejudice in the news that to portray the migrant workers. Myself, I've been working as a reporter for decades, and my wife is Vietnamese. She's from Vietnam, and I years before I already found this is unacceptable to portray the migrant workers like that, and that is also the main idea I want to challenge. And what I did is that we used those news reports with prejudice together to showcase how ridiculous it was and how narrow we as Taiwanese are seeing the migrant workers, because we are so limited in the vision of those news report with such a even entertainment style to portray those are one of our people living on this island. And yeah, that is also why we as Taiwanese people mostly think the migrant workers are like criminals or people with in the potential of having crime or something like that, or like the people that is ridiculous to see. And this kind of idea makes me want to challenge. And I think using those ridiculous news material that used to be seen in years before do make people think about what we have been limited from.
I guess as a final question to wrap things up, like you said, in sort of challenging those ideas, you in this film you do talk to journalists and activists who are interested in reform. Did you come away from this process with any optimism that greater awareness and greater efforts might bring about some of those changes that they're looking for, and that you might be looking for yourself?
你帮我翻译一
这个
下好了。
是好啊，这个就是说，最后他应该想这个问题询问说，导演，因为 在这个过程算一个旅程，就是遇到不同的倡议者啊，然后不同的工作者，再透过这个片去连接，然后去认识大家。那有没有注意到某些正向的改变？就是有没有一些改变的契机，或者一些你注意到的某些未来可以继续深化的点，然后可以当做一个等于这部片的一个未来可能继续触发大家思考的面向。
嗯这个片子从去年11月到现在，大概已经有超过一万个台湾人看过了哦。那我自己也跑了大概至少70-80场的映后座谈。那我有接触到很多各行各业的台湾公民，他们会跟我提到说，他们会分享他们跟台湾移工的东南移工的一些接触的经验，然后他们会证实说，台湾人的确就是在很多的方面是歧视东南移工的，然后他们会觉得这个是不应该的，然后也有人会提到说，他本来不太重视东南亚的移工议题，但是他看过这个片以后，他会开始更关心他们的处境哦。所以我觉得这个都是很好的一个正向的一个发展哦。你先翻这样好了，我再讲第二趴哦。就是有超过1万个公民，然后大概有很多不同场域的人来看过他们的反应这样。那目
Okay,
前
yeah.
我们戏院放映，这也补一下，我们戏院放映从9月1号当然已经进入第7周了，其实还没有结束这样。
Okay, we have been we started screening our work uh 1 year ago, and so far we have already accumulated 10,000 viewers in the theater, and personally, and we have been continuing the screening tour for over 7 weeks, and personally, I have already attended over 80 um, a screening after screening event, and what I found is like I met loads of civilians, people sharing their experience working or co-living with migrant workers, and they almost all of them found that the system, the whole separation is injustice. It needs to be changed, and most of them offer the idea and support to, or even some resources to encourage the changes. That's what I found. Maybe the chance to make a difference.
然后还有就是，我觉得最大的正面的感觉是说，一个就是来看我们片子的观众，大部分都是年轻人哦。那他们听到或者说了解到移工在台湾的处境，他们有的都很惊讶，因为他们不知道说这个状况是这么不好哦。我会感受到他们想要改变的一种能量，这是第一个。那第二个就是说，这个片子其实处理到警察的部分，刚开始有人认为说这个片子是在仇恨警察的、批判警察的，可是后来有很多警察来看到这个片子，他们发现说这个片子并没有特别是在批判警察，是一个比较中性的立场。所以有一些警察他是担任教官的，他会跟我私下说，哎，可不可以把我的片子提供给他们当教材？那目前我也同意，就是提供给他们在训练的过程里面可以用我的片子去播放。然后他们现在至少会说，他们会注意到说，在因为过去警察通常不会只救一般的嫌犯，他只会救自己人。他们会发现说，他们应该也要能够救一般的民众，就像阮国辉这一种，而且他们应该要有急救的能力哦，而且他们要训练自己能够急救的能力，不是只靠救护员。而且在危机处理的部分，这个片子表现出他们的 SOP 是有问题的，所以他们可能会更重视危机处理的训练这样子。哦，所以大概有2个部分哦，一个是年轻人的部分，一个是警察的回应的部分。哦，
Sure. Okay. One of the most positive um, point of what I found in the screening time is that I found most of the viewers, they are young, from the younger generation, and they didn't know what happened or what has been happening in Taiwan in such a injustice situation before. So most of them are so very surprised, very shocked, and very angry about it. They wanted to. I can feel the energy in them to make things different. They wanted to change from them to make things different. And that's one of the things I'm very cherish. And another part is that at the first time when we start screening, when we start publishing, people used to think we are being hostile to. We're accusing the police being as the one of the enemy, but after sometimes many of the police members, they found that we are not criminalizing the police side, and we are actually supporting them to make the change. So I found there were several police instructor that contact me. They wanted to receive my film as the educational material for the younger generation police, to including the first aid technique to help the migrant worker if they have injured, and especially the SOP system, the SOP. They wanted to change. They wanted to re-examine the SOP system to make it more friendly, to make it more secure during the police operation. So that's another big, huge change I found in this screening event, and I'm very positive about it.
Well, I'm glad that positive work will continue. Thank you so much for sharing the film with us. Holo and Andrea, thank you for joining us today as well. And thank you for watching. We appreciate and enjoy the rest of your FallDocs screenings.
Thank you.